Despite local discontent, Caribbean colonies rallied around the mother country loyally when war broke out in September 1939. They were automatically at war anyway, as they were controlled by Britain. Commenting on his upbringing, Jamaican RAF veteran Billy Strachan said, "We'd been brought up to be so British. I think of my youth as much more British than the average British child. We sang God Save the King at breakfast. Like the majority of people in the Caribbean, and I'm talking about 90%, Britain was home, our homeland. We were all proud to be British." In October 1939, the RAF announced that it would temporarily recruit non-Europeans. This was what was said officially, at least. The Colonial Office and the Ministry of Information believed that this would rally support for the war effort from the Empire when manpower was short. In practice, it was not easy to get to Britain in wartime, and few volunteers were accepted for service at this stage. One exception was the 19-year-old Billy Strachan, who sold my bicycle and my saxophone and got on a ship and left Jamaica with about £2.10 and a small case with one change of clothes. He arrived at Bristol Station in March 1940, totally unused to seeing white people employed in ordinary jobs. He recalled, "A porter came towards me in his uniform. 'Your case, sir,' he said, and I saluted him. I thought he was a bloody admiral." Billy was the only non-white, non-British person, as he put it, in a training squad of 50, of which he was put in charge. He was shaken to be referred to as darky by his sergeant, but my chest swelled out because I was regarded as a man fit to be promoted to second airman in the RAF. Billy trained as a pilot at Cranwell and had a personal servant, or batman, who had once served the king. From Billy's experience, it might appear that white British people were universally happy to see colonials like him serve in the British Isles. This propaganda poster was designed for a British audience in 1940, when the country had lost its major ally, France, to defeat and relied on Commonwealth countries, colonial forces and exiles from European states occupied by the Nazis to carry on fighting. It gives the impression of imperial unity and solidarity behind the mother country in defence of freedom. But closer observers would have noted that soldiers of colour from India and West Africa are in the rear. No Caribbean soldiers, sailors or airmen were depicted. Racial stereotypes of Caribbean people, West Indians, as unintelligent, unable to follow complex orders, lazy and prone to drunkenness persisted in British ministries. The RAF admitted South Asians from May 1940 onwards. 24 pilots fought in the Battle of Britain. But this was out of a belief that Asiatics were more martial than Negroes. Although Billy Strachan never experienced racism himself, he reflected, "When you arrived in England anywhere as a black man, you were treated like a teddy bear. You were loved and feted. 2 black men they coped with. It was when 3 or more came that racism really got sharp, showing this inherent fear or threat." But how might attitudes change as the war continued with Britain's future still in the balance?